Hey everyone! Today I will be talking about legendary items in League, for this video specifically, talking about the item tagged as support items. I plan on doing the same for the rest of items, so if you're interested, check them out. So, before talking about specific items and their actives and passives, I want to talk about the item stats usually found in support items. First of all, we have items with AP. AP or ability power is a stat that, in the support role, is usually best used by enchanters and mages. They usually also have ability haste, a very strong stat for both classes since it lets them use their abilities and utility more often. Then we have shield and heal power, a stat almost exclusively used by enchanters since mages usually don't have strong heal and shields. The ones that do are some middle grounders like Seraphine. So for mage items you want to look for items with AP and haste and no heal and shield power, while enchanters want to build heal and shield power and some AP items. Mind you, the support role is a class with the lowest income, so even with mages you should build cheaper items and try to avoid the 3k and above pure mage items. Then we have any item with armor or magic resistance. Those items are the ones you mostly want to build with tank support since those have damage mitigation and stats that go well with, well, tanks. As always, remember to like and subscribe and share the video if you liked. Let's move on. Disclaimer, this guide was made at the start of season 14 and some items are very weak or strong and others might get changes down the line. I avoided current balance state regarding certain items, but I will mention a few that are a bit weaker, so you don't build them if you're watching it the day it is uploaded. Let's first go over the Enchanter and Mage items. Moonstone. Moonstone has two possible effects. If only one ally is near, whenever you heal or shield them, they will receive a boosted amount of it, while if there is more than one, the shield or heal will get echoed to another ally. It works on AoE shields and heals too. The item is especially strong on hitting champs like Soraka, Sona, Milio and Seraphine, and long duration shields like Janna or Lux. The reason for it is that the echoed and boosted healing will always get its value as long as your ally isn't full HP, while shields generally benefit more from being spammable rather than super big since their durations are rather short. Do not build this item if you're not building towards your shield or your healing. If you're maxing Q on Karma for example, you should rather build items that synergize with her CC and damage rather than her shield. Redemption. Grants you an active that creates a zone that deals true damage to enemies and heals allies. It can be used while they're to a certain range, it is a very strong teamfight item, and you should be looking to build it later in the game with most enchanters, especially the very heavy healing and shielding supports like Soraka, Seraphine or Milio. Shurelyas. It grants you an active. When you use the item, you and nearby allies get movement speed for a short amount of time. It is a good item when you need tempo, engage or disengage. It is good on MP supports that don't need heal and shield power, or they don't have strong synergy with enchanter items or mages. Mandate. When you slow or immobilize the enemy, you will leave them a mark. An ally can detonate the mark by dealing damage, granting movement speed to both you and that ally, as well as dealing percentage current health damage to enemy. You should build Mandate on AP support with Reliance CC and more damage oriented kits like Karma or Lux. Also, percentage current health damage means that it deals more damage the more HP the target has, so it is very strong against health stacking champions like Cho'Gath, especially if they have a low magic resistance. Helia. It's one of those items that is a bit weak right now. This item lets you stack up to 3 times while damaging an enemy champion. Then you can heal or shield an ally to consume the stacks, healing them and dealing damage to opponent based on the amount of stacks. This item is really good on low cooldown enchanters like Sona or Karma, and is generally best when both teams have tanky comps that ensure team fighting will last long enough, which means you will be getting tons of procs with this item. Ardent. When you shield or heal an ally, you and that ally get attack speed and non-hit damage. This item is especially good on pocket enchanters that have strong synergy with ADCs like Yuumi or Lulu, but it is a good item on any enchanter. You should build it whenever you trust your ADC, or you have many attack speed reliant champs. Ultimately, that should be from the start of the game, but yeah, we know that's not always the case. Also, about this item with vitality ADCs like Misfortune and Jean, since you will be losing a ton of value compared to other items. Dawncore, basically the Rebellion for enchanters. You should build it as one of your last slots, cause the item gets better the more mana regen you have, which is found in most enchanter items. The item grants AP and heal and shield power based on your mana regen and grants summon spell cooldown reaction, that being flash, heal, ignite, etc. Morello is the AP anti-heal item. When you deal damage to an opponent, they will be applied anti-heal, reducing the amount of healing they receive both from their kits and allies. Build it when you need anti-heal as an AP support, but only if your team refuses to build it. Most supports are not that great at applying it and they have better options. Mikael grants you an active that cleanses and heals a single target. It can also be used on yourself. It is very strong against champs with one very strong CC spell like Elise or Morgana. Remember, it can cleanse knockups like Malphite or Yasuo's Tornadoes. Now let's talk about tank support items. Locket grants you an active that grants every nearby ally a decaying shield. You should build it on more defensive tanks like Taric or Braum, but you can also use it with other tank supports against heavy AoE threats. It is also decent on some enchanters when they need the defensive stats. Zeke. When you cast your ult, you will create a short-range zone that slows and deals damage over time. It is a good item on tanks that like to go in when they ult like Rakan or Rel. Knight's Vow. You design an ally, that ally will now get part of its damage received applied to you, while a part of its damage will heal you. This is a very strong item for defensive tanks that like protecting one ally like Braum or Tahm-Kench, but it's also good on engaged supports that want the extra peel, and possible tankiness if your ADC deals enough damage. Frozen Heart. Frozen Heart has two passives. The first is that the enemy close to you get their attack speed reduced. The second is that each attack ability gets its damage reduced by a flat amount. This item is very strong on engaged tanks against auto-attack heavy champions like Yone, Yasuo, Tryndamere, Yi, and most ADCs. The flat damage reduction makes the item better against DPS heavy champions, which, besides the one I already mentioned, include Cassiopeia, Ryze, Swain, etc. But mind you, the item has no HP nor magic resistance, so do not build it against AP heavy teams. Wardstone. This item lets you still have control wards while letting you place one more normal ward and control ward at the same time. It should be your last slot item for every tank support. Thornmail is the tank anti-heal option. When you get out of attack, you will damage the opponent and apply anti-heal for 3 seconds. Again, do not build this item unless they have strong out-attacking lifesteal threats and your team for some reason refuses to build anti-heal. This item is not very good besides. Abyssal Mask is the magic resistance option for tank supports. It reduces magic resistance from nearby enemies while granting you magic resistance, increased by the amount of enemies nearby. This item is extremely strong against heavy AP comps, but is also good when your team has a good amount of magic damage since you reduce the magic resistance of the enemy. Trailbrazer. You gain stacks when moving. At 100 stacks you gain movement speed and leave a trail that grants movement speed to yourself and allies. When you auto-attack someone at full stacks, you consume them, dealing extra damage and slowing the enemy. This item is a go-to to engage supports. Most engaged support just want to go in fast and not only lets you be faster, but also your allies, so they can follow up your engages much easily. That's all. Thanks for watching, and remember to leave a like, subscribe and to share if you like. See you next time.